Hello everyone, and welcome back to the N Podcast, English Hub, where learning English is practical, clear, and connected to real life. I'm David, your host, and thank you so much for joining me today. Whether you're listening on your way to work, on a quiet evening, or during a break, I'm really glad you're here. In today's episode, we're going to talk about something that doesn't just change your English, it can change your whole life. We're going to explore how the way you think shapes the way you feel, the way you act, and the results you see in your everyday world. This is not about quick tricks. This is about building a healthier, more positive mindset and using it to grow your confidence with English at the same time. The power of how we think. Everything we do starts in the mind. Before you speak, you think. Before you study, you think. Even before you feel happy or stressed, you have a series of thoughts running through your mind. The interesting thing is that those thoughts are not always true, and they are not always fixed. They are habits, and like any habit, they can be replaced. Imagine you are learning a new language. A lot of learners say, "I'm bad at English." Now, that's a thought. It feels strong. It feels final. But it's not a fact. It's a sentence your mind repeats. If you keep repeating that sentence, your brain starts to believe it. You might feel nervous, you might avoid speaking, and you might skip practice, not because you are bad, but because your mind is trained to say that. In this episode, we're going to work on retraining your thoughts, not just to sound more positive, but to become more accurate, more realistic, and more helpful. This is what we could call a learning mindset or a progress mindset, a way of thinking that sees effort, mistakes, and challenges as part of growth, not as signs that you should quit. From "I can't" to "I'm on my way." A big part of changing your mindset is changing the way you talk to yourself. Your inner voice is the most important voice you hear all day, and it has a huge effect on your confidence in English. Think about these two sentences. I can't speak English. I'm learning to speak English, step by step. They sound very different. The first one is closed. It feels final. The second one is open. It allows for progress. You don't have to feel perfect, but you can choose to feel on the way. That small shift in language can change how you feel when you open your English book or press the record button on your phone. Another useful word is still. When you say, "I still can't do this," it sounds much softer than "I can't do this." It carries the idea that you are moving, even if the result is not yet clear. You can say, "I still can't understand every word in this podcast, but I'm getting closer." That sentence is honest, kind, and encouraging all at the same time. The language of small steps. One of the best tools for mindset is the language of small daily actions. When we talk about big goals, like "I want to speak English fluently," it can feel overwhelming. But when we talk about "today, I will listen to one short episode and write 3 new words," the goal becomes real and manageable. Here are some simple phrases you can use with yourself. Today, I will practice for 10 minutes. Today, I will focus on one skill. Listening/speaking/writing. Today, I will not worry about being perfect. I will worry about being consistent. You can also frame your mistakes in a healthier way. Instead of "I made a mistake," you can say, "That was a learning moment. Now I know what to work on. This is part of my progress." These sentences sound natural in informal English, and they train your mind to see errors as information, not as failure. reframing difficult situations. Life is not always easy. Some days you feel tired, unmotivated, or discouraged. Maybe you had a long day. Maybe you received bad news. Or maybe you just feel stuck in English. That's normal. A good mindset is not about pretending everything is fine. It's about choosing how you respond. When you feel negative, the first step is to recognize it. You can say in English, "Right now, I'm feeling stressed. Today was a hard day. I'm not happy with how I did, but I'm still learning." Naming the feeling removes some of its power. Then you can gently shift your focus. For example, even though today was hard, I still did something for my English. Tomorrow is a new day, and I can start again. I don't need to fix everything now. I just need to take one small step. You can also practice a short English reflection before bed. For example, ask yourself, what is one good thing I did today? What is one thing I learned? What is one small win with my English? Even if the answers are very simple. Like, I listened to this podcast. I studied for 5 minutes. Or, I corrected one mistake. You are filling your mind with evidence of progress instead of only focusing on what went wrong. The language of self-kindness. Another important part of mindset is the way you speak to yourself. Many people are kind to friends, but very harsh with themselves. In English, you can practice being kinder by using phrases like, "I'm doing my best." "I don't need to be perfect. I just need to keep going." "I'm proud of myself for trying." You can also imagine talking to a friend who feels the same way. Think, if my best friend said, "I'm not good at English," what would I tell them? You would probably say something encouraging, right? You might say, "You're learning. It takes time. You've already made progress. Everyone makes mistakes when they're learning." Why not say the same words to yourself? In English, you can literally speak that kind voice out loud. For example, "David, you're learning. It's okay to feel slow sometimes. You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be right now." Each day that you practice, you are building your future. You don't need to shout these sentences. You can say them quietly, slowly, and clearly. When you hear your own voice using kind and realistic words, your brain starts to believe them more. Focusing on what you can control. A powerful mindset habit is to focus on what you can control, not on what you cannot. In English, you can express this with simple sentences. I can't change the past, but I can change my next step. I can't control everyone's opinion, but I can control my effort. I can't always understand everything in this podcast, but I can choose to listen again tomorrow. When you feel stuck or anxious, mentally ask yourself, what can I do right now? Then choose one small action. Open your notebook and write 3 new words. Listen to one short part of the podcast again. Record yourself saying one sentence and listen back. That small choice builds your sense of control. It also builds your confidence in English because you are actually using the language, not just thinking about it. The language of gratitude in simple English. Gratitude is a very simple but strong mindset tool. You don't need big words to express it. You can say, "I'm grateful for my health / my safety / my chance to learn English. I'm thankful for this podcast / my teacher / my friend who helped me. I appreciate that. I have time today to practice." Even if your English is not perfect, you can still share simple sentences like, "Today I'm thankful for," "I'm happy that," You can practice this every morning or every evening. When your mind is filled with small, positive thoughts, it becomes harder for negative thoughts to stay loud and strong. Rewriting your daily story in English. Every day, you tell yourself a story about who you are and what is happening in your life. You can literally rewrite that story in English. For example, instead of, "I'm bad at English," "I always fail." You can say, "I'm learning English. Some days are easier than others, and that's normal." Instead of, "I don't have time to study," you can say, "I'm choosing to use just 10 minutes today. 10 minutes is better than 0. Instead of, "Speaking English is too hard," you can say, "Speaking English is a skill that improves with practice, and I'm practicing regularly." You don't need to believe these new sentences immediately. You just need to say them. Over time, as you repeat them, your mind starts to accept them as true. You can also use them in self-talk exercises. For example, close your eyes and say, "I am a learner. I am allowed to make mistakes. I am patient with myself. I am growing every day. I am grateful for the chance to learn English and become a better version of myself." You are not inventing reality here. You are reshaping your perspective so that it supports you instead of discouraging you. How this mindset helps your English now, let's connect this directly to your English learning. When you have a more positive and realistic mindset, you feel less afraid to speak because mistakes are seen as lessons, not disasters. You are more likely to keep studying every day because progress is noticed, even if it's small. You enjoy the process more because you focus on effort, not just results. You can practice vocabulary connected to mindset in simple sentences, such as progress. I can see my progress over time. Effort. My effort matters more than my current level. Confidence. My confidence grows when I keep practicing. Patience. I am learning to be patient with my English. You can also use short reflections in English. Today I practiced listening, and I understood more than last week. Today I didn't feel confident, but I still tried to speak. Tomorrow I will focus on one small goal. By using these words and sentences in your own life, you are not only improving your vocabulary, you are also training your mindset to be calmer, more realistic, and more encouraging. A 20-minute practice routine. To finish this episode, let's put everything together into a simple 20-minute practice routine you can follow. Minutes 1 to 5. Warm-up mindset reflection in English. Sit quietly. Say 3 sentences in English about what you are grateful for today. Then say 3 sentences about your English progress, even if it's small. Minutes 6 to 14. Listen and learn. Play this episode again from the beginning, or part of it. Pause when you hear a sentence you like and repeat it out loud. Write down 3 new words or phrases and use them in your own sentences. Minutes 15 to 18. Self-talk practice. Stand in front of a mirror, or just close your eyes. Say 5 short sentences in English about your mindset. For example, I'm learning every day. Mistakes help me grow. I'm proud of my effort. Speak slowly and clearly. Minutes 19 to 20. Closing reflection in English. Ask yourself, what did I learn today, not only about English, but also about my thinking? Answer in 1 or 2 simple sentences. This routine is not about perfection, it's about showing up for yourself, in English, with kindness and honesty. Final thoughts. David, speaking here again. Before we end, I want to say this. Changing your mindset is not a one-time event. It's a daily practice, like brushing your teeth or drinking water. You will not always feel positive, and that's okay. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to be more aware and more intentional with how you think. When you use English to express your thoughts in a kinder, more realistic way, you are doing two things at once. You are improving your language, and you are improving your life. That is a powerful combination. If you enjoyed this episode, thank you for supporting the N Podcast English Hub. You can help this channel grow by sharing it with a friend who is learning English, or by leaving a short comment in English about your mindset today. Something like, "Today I'm learning to believe in myself. I'm practicing being kind to myself. I'm proud of my small progress." Whatever you say, I'd love to read it and hear your voice through your words. Thank you so much for listening and for giving your time and energy to this moment. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep rewriting your thoughts in a way that lifts you up instead of holding you back. Your mindset is your inner language, and your English can be one of the most beautiful tools you use to shape it. Have a calm, clear, and encouraging day, and I'll see you in the next episode of the N Podcast English Hub. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep speaking. Goodbye, everyone.